So the goal in this lesson is to make a bendy straw, and I'm starting off with a cylinder. So just to get started here, I went to add, mesh, a cylinder. I also went through the trouble of editing this object to take off the cap on the top and the bottom to make it like a straw. And so I'm interested in animating this object to have a bendy section in the middle. So this is going to be a bendy straw. It's not going to be proportionally accurate, but we'll get the idea here. So I'm going to jump to edit mode. And I want to use something called a loop cut. So there's this button here. It might be on offset edge loop cut, but I want to make sure it's on loop cut, which is the default tool. But if somebody used it in front of you. So I need to add loop cuts where the bendy part of the straw are. So there's usually a part that you sip on, and then there's a part where it's bendy, and then there's another long straight part that it goes into your drink. So I want to start adding, if I just click, you can see where it's going to put the loop cut, but I want to start giving more segments, and I don't want to subdivide it. I just need this one section to have loop cuts. So I'm adding some loop cuts in here where I think the bendy straw should go, or approximately where the bendy part should go. And it's not, again, it's not proportionately accurate, but I have a part up here at the top where I would sip from. This part down at the bottom has no loop cuts. That's going to sit in my drink, and then this is going to be the bendy part. So I have my straw made, but how do I make it bendy? I'm going to go back to object mode because I need to add something new, and I'm going to select the armature, and when that comes in here, you can see there's a tiny little bone in there. And I want that to start about where my loop cuts start on the straw. So I just want to check to see my loop starts here, and that's where my bone is. So that's pretty good. Just checking out where everything starts. And I can even make this bone a little bit bigger. It doesn't have to be that small. And I need a couple bones. So in order to add this bone structure in here to make it bendy, I'm going to go to edit mode, and I'm going to hit E for extrude, which gives me another bone. And I'm going to hit E for extrude, which gives me another bone. And I'm going to hit E for extrude and get one more bone in there. And that should give me a bone structure that I can put inside this bendy straw, which will make it able to animate. And I'm going to go back to object mode. I also want to see the wireframe because now I'm at a point where I need to get this bone system, this bone structure inside my straw where the bendy part is. And I might need to resize some bones. I might need to move something. So like here it's kind of going at a bent angle or something. So I need to I can hide the cylinder so I can maybe straighten that out a little bit. Edit mode, I'm clicking on the individual bones, trying to get this a little bit straight. I'm rotating, but I also need to move them a little bit. And I'm going to go back to object mode and just kind of compare with my cylinder. So I just want to look, this bone system's inside the bendy straw. That's exactly what I want to do. I need to now parent the bendy straw to the bone structure. So this is a new terminology, but I'm connecting it in some way from the cylinder to the bones so they act as one unit. So I'm going to click on the straw first, and now I'm going to hold the shift key down and tap on the bone structure. So both are selected. Now I did do the straw first before the bone structure. So that is key. I'm going to right click and look for parent. And there's a whole lot under parent. And there's going to be different things that we use in here over the next couple lessons, but what I'm interested in is something with the armature. So I'm going to go to that section and I want to use automatic weights. So let's test this out and see if it worked. So it's connected the cylinder to the bone structure. So I'm going to go to pose mode and click on one of these bones, and now as I move one of the bones, as I rotate the bone, the cylinder moves with it, and that makes it have that that bendy straw kind of look. So if I work on this bone system, I can bend it a little bit. I only used 4 bones. If I would have used more bones, it wouldn't look so jagged right here. I could smooth this out. But that would have been a lot more to work with in this demonstration. So now I have this pose and I might want to animate it. So I'm going to use this bone and this bone. Click on this bone. Set its rotation. And now I'm going to animate it. Rotate it, and now set its location again. And I can animate this, but now I also need to animate this bone. So I'm going to go back to the beginning. I'm just messing with it here. I'm going to set its keyframe. And I can render it from there, and it would render just as the straw. So it looks like the straw is moving. So I had to put an armature in there. I had to put like a skeleton in there to make that animate. And I would want to render it, and I can render it just like anything else.